चैतन्य चंद्राय नमस्ते चैतन्य चंद्राय चैतन्य चंद्राय नमः। श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत आदिलीला सप्तम परिच्छेद। प्रणव से महावाक्यो वेदेर निदान। प्रणव से महावाक्यो वेदेर निदान। ईश्वर स्वरूप प्रणव सर्व विश्वधाम। सर्वाश्रय ईश्वरेरो प्रणव उद्देश। तत्त्वमसि वाक्य वेदेर एक देश। प्रणव महावाक्य ताहा करी आच्छादन। महावाक्ये करी तत्व मसीर स्थापन। महावाक्ये प्रणव से महावाक्य वेदेर निदान। ईश्वर स्वरूप प्रणव सर्व विश्वधाम। Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The Vedic sound vibration Onkara, the principal word in the Vedic literatures, is the basis of all Vedic vibrations. Therefore, one should accept Onkara as the sound representation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the reservoir of the cosmic manifestation. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In the Bhagavad Gita, 8th chapter, the glories of Onkara are described as follows. Om iti ekakkharam brahma vyaharan manganusmaran jaha prayati hridandeham svajati paramangati. This verse indicates that Onkara or Pranava is the direct representation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, if at the time of death one simply remembers Onkara, he remembers the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and is therefore immediately transferred to the spiritual world. Onkara is the basic principle of all Vedic mantras, for it is a representation of Lord Krishna, understanding of whom is the ultimate goal of the Vedas, as stated in Bhagavad Gita, Vedishta sarve aham eva vedya. Mayavadi philosophers cannot understand the simple facts explained in Bhagavad Gita, and yet they are very proud of being Vedantists. Sometimes, therefore, we refer to the Vedanta philosophers as having no teeth. Danta means teeth, and Ve means without. The statements of the Shankar philosophy, which are the teeth of the Mayavadi philosophers, are always broken by the strong arguments of Vaishnava philosophers, such as the great acharyas, especially Ramanujacharya, Sripad, Sripad Ramanujacharya and Madhvacharya break the teeth of Mayavadi philosophers, who can therefore be called Vedantis in the sense of toothless. Teeth is broken. The transcendental vibration Onkara is explained in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, verse 13. Angiti ekakharam brahma vyaharan manganusmaran japrayati tejandeham sadati paramangati. After being situated in the yoga practice, vibrating the sacred syllable Om, the supreme combination of letters, if one thinks of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, quits his body, he will suddenly reach the spiritual planets. If one actually understands that Omkara is the sound representation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whether he chants Omkara or Hare Krishna mantra, the result is certainly the same. The transcendental vibration of Omkara is further explained in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 17. Pitahangasya jagato matadhata pitamaho vedyam pavitram Omkaro ruksama jajurevacha. I am the father of this universe, the mother, the support, the grandsire. I am the object of knowledge, the purifier, and the syllable Ang. I am also Rigveda, Samveda, and Yajurveda. Similarly, the transcendental sound Ang is further explained in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 17, verse 23. Om tatsaditi nirdesho brahmanastri vidasmritaha brahmanastena vedasya jagyasya vihita pura. From the beginning of creation, the three syllables Om Tat Sat have been used to indicate the supreme absolute truth, Brahman. They were uttered by Brahmanas while chanting Vedic hymns and during sacrifices for the satisfaction of the Supreme. Throughout all the Vedic literatures, the glories of Omkara are specifically mentioned. Srila Jiva Goswami, in his thesis Bhagavad Sandarbha, said that in the Vedic literature, Omkara is considered to be the sound vibration of the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Only this vibration of transcendental sound can deliver a conditioned soul from the clutches of Maya. Sometimes Omkara is also called the deliverer, Taro. Srimad Bhagavatam begins with the Omkara vibration, Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudevaya. Therefore, Omkara has been described by great commentators like Sridhar Swami as Tarankura, the seed of deliverance from the material world. Since the Supreme Godhead is absolute, His holy name and His sound vibration Omkara are as good as He Himself. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that the holy name or Omkara, the transcendental representation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has all the potencies of the personality of Godhead. Nam namakari baudha nija sarva sakti tatrarpita niyamita smaranena kalaha. All potencies are invested in the holy vibration of the holy name of the Lord. There is no doubt that the holy name of the Lord or Omkara is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. In other words, anyone who chants Omkara and the holy name of the Lord Hare Krishna immediately meets the Supreme Lord directly in His sound form. In the Narada Pancharatra, it is clearly said that the Supreme Personal Godhead, Narayana, personally appears before the chanter who engages in the chanting the Astakshara or 8-syllable mantra, Om Namah Narayanaya. A similar statement in the Mandukya Upanishad declares that whatever one sees in the spiritual world is all an expansion of the spiritual potency of Omkara. On the basis of all the Upanishads, Srila Jiva Goswami says that Omkara is the supreme absolute truth and is accepted as such by all the acharyas and authorities. Omkara is beginningless, changeless, supreme, and free from deterioration and external contamination. Omkara is the origin, middle, and end of everything. And any living entity who thus understands Omkara attains the perfection of spiritual identity in Omkara. Omkara being situated in everyone's heart is Ishvara, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Ishvara Sarvabhutanang Hridayasya Arjuna Tishtati. Omkara is as good as Vishnu because Omkara is as all-pervasive as Vishnu. One who knows Omkara and Lord Vishnu to be identical no longer has to lament or hanker. One who chants Omkara no longer remains a Sudra, but immediately comes to the position of a Brahmana. Simply by chanting Omkara, one can understand the whole creation to be one unit, or an expansion of the energy of the Supreme Lord. Idang hi Vishwam Bhagavan Ivetaro Jato Jagatsthana Nirodha Sambhava. The Supreme Lord Personality of Godhead is Himself, this cosmos, and still is aloof from it. From Him only this cosmic manifestation has emanated, in Him it rests, and unto Him it enters after annihilation. Bhagavata, first canto. Although one who does not understand concludes otherwise, Srimad Bhagavatam states that the entire cosmic manifestation is but an expansion of the energy of the Supreme Lord. The realization of this is possible simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord Omkara. One should not, however, foolishly conclude that because the Supreme Personality Godhead is omnipotent, we have manufactured a combination of letters A, A, U, Ma to represent Him. Factually, the transcendental sound Omkara, although a combination of the three letters A, U, M, has transcendental potency, and one who chants Omkara will very soon realize Omkara and Lord Vishnu to be none different. Krishna declares, Pranava Sarva Vedesu, I am the syllable Om in all Vedic mantras. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter. One should therefore conclude that among the many incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Omkara is the sound incarnation. All the Vedas accept this thesis. One should always remember that the holy name of the Lord and the Lord Himself are always identical. Abhinatvam nama namino. Since Omkara is the basic principle of all Vedic knowledge, it is uttered before one begins to chant any Vedic hymn. Without Omkara, no Vedic mantra is successful. The Goswamis therefore declare that Pranava, Omkara, is the complete representation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And they have analyzed Omkara in terms of its alphabetical constituents as follows. A kareno uchyate Krishna sarva lokeika nayaka u kareno uchyate Radha makaro jivavachaka. So Omkara is a combination of the letters A, U, Ma. A karena uchyate Krishna. The letter A by Omkara refers to Krishna, who is Sarva Lokaika Nayaka, the master of all living entities and planets, material and spiritual. Nayako means leader. He is the supreme leader. Nityo nityanam chetanam chetananam. The letter U, Ukaro, indicates Srimati Radharani. The pleasure potency of Krishna, and Ma or Mankaro indicates the living entities, Jivas. Thus, Om is the complete combination of Krishna, his potency, and his eternal servitors. In other words, Omkara represents Krishna, his name, fame, pastimes, entourage, expansions, devotees, potencies, and everything else pertaining to him. Sarva Vishwadhama. Omkara is the resting place of everything, just as Krishna is the resting place of everything. Brahmano hi pratishthaṁ. The Mayavadi philosophers consider many Vedic mantras to be the Mahavakya, or principal Vedic mantra, such as Tattvamasi, Chandogya Upanishad, Idam Sarvam Jadayam Atma, and Brahmedam Sarvam, Bradharanyaka Upanishad, Atmaivedam Sarvam, Chandogya Upanishad, Neha Nanasti Kinchan, Kathopanishad. That is a great mistake. Only Omkara is the Mahavakya. All these other mantras with the Mayavadis accept as Mahavakya are only identical. They cannot be taken as Mahavakya or Mahamantra. The mantra Tattvamasi indicates only a partial understanding of the Vedas, unlike Omkara, which represents the full understanding of the Vedas. Therefore, the transcendental sound, which includes all Vedic knowledge, is Omkara, Pranava. Aside from Omkara, none of the words uttered by the followers of Shankaracharya can be considered the Mahavakya. They are merely passing remarks. Shankaracharya, however, has never stressed chanting the Mahavakya Omkara. He has accepted only Tattvamasi as Mahavakya. Imagining the living entity to be God, he has misrepresented all the mantras of the Vedanta Sutra with the motive of proving that there is no separate existence of the living entities and the supreme absolute truth. This is similar to the politician's attempt to prove non-violence from Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is violent to demons, and to attempt to prove that Krishna is not violent is ultimately to deny Krishna. As such explanations of Bhagavad Gita are absurd. So also is Shankaracharya's explanation of Vedanta Sutra, and no sane and reasonable man will accept it. At present, however, Vedanta Sutra is misrepresented not only by the so-called Vedantists, but also by other unscrupulous persons who are so degraded that they even recommend that sannyasis eat meat, fish, and eggs. In this way, the so-called followers of Sankara, the impersonalist Mayavadis, are sinking lower and lower. How can these degraded men explain Vedanta Sutra, which is the essence of all Vedic literature? Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has declared, Mayavadi Bhashya Sunile Hoy Sarvanash. Anyone who hears commentary on the Vedanta Sutra from Mayavad school, completely doomed. As explained in Bhagavad Gita, Vedesha Sarvaira Hangeva Vidya, all Vedic literature aims to understand Krishna. Gita, 15th chapter. Mayavad philosophy, however, has deviated everyone from Krishna. Therefore, there is a great need for the Krishna consciousness movement all over the world to save the world from degradation. Every intelligent and sane man must abandon the philosophical explanation of the Mayavadis and accept the explanation of Vaishnava Acharyas. One should read Bhagavad Gita as it is to try to understand the real purpose of the Vedas. self-explanatory. Detailed explanation has been given. No room is left out for any misunderstanding, any confusion. My revered spiritual master explained it. This pranava, Vedanta, Onkara, quoting authorities from many Vedic literatures, Upanishads, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavata, etc. How Onkara is, pranava is the real representation, a bona fide representation of the absolute truth. Onkara se mahavakya Vedero nidhan. All Vedas come from Krishna. All Vedas come from the breathing of Krishna. Niswasita Vani. And Srimad Bhagavad Gita comes from the lips of Krishna. Mukha Niswasita Vani. So all Vedas come from the breathing of Krishna, whereas Srimad Bhagavad Gita comes from the lips, directly lips of Krishna. So Srimad Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all Vedas. Is one of the most famous Upanishads. Do you understand? Known as Gita Upanishad. Gita Upanishad. So, my revered spiritual master has quoted many authoritative slokas, verses from Srimad Bhagavad Gita on Onkara. On Onkara. How Onkara? Krishna himself says. He is Onkara. Pranava sarvavedesu. I am that Pranava Onkara in the beginning of all Vedic hymns. So if you chant Hare Krishna, is it not the fact that you are chanting Onkara? Nam Namakari Balda Nija Sattva Sakti Tatrarpida Niyamita Smaranena Kala. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sriman Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, is also supreme authority. He commands an acharya. Do you understand? Now is establishing the pure Vedic Siddhanta. Do you understand? Defeating all bogus Siddhantas presented by Mayavad philosophers. Shankaracharya, followers of Shankaracharya. Do you understand? In Kasi, he's just establishing it. And this Mayavadi, because the Mayavadi philosophers cannot understand Krishna. Do you understand? How can they understand Krishna? And how can they understand Pranava? Onkara is none different from Krishna. Nam avinnatang nama namina. The name of Krishna and Krishna himself are non-different, identical. Isn't it? They don't chant the holy name of Krishna. How can they understand Krishna? Do you understand? And my Guru Maharaj has also said, explained it in his purport here, that Shankaracharya has never stressed on this utterance of Onkara, because he has, presented this Tattvamasya's Mahavakya. Do you understand? He has not presented. Onkara as Mahavakya. How can they understand? Now Mahaprabhu as a supreme authority, who is none different from Onkara, says, Onkara pranavasya Mahavakya vedero nidhan. Pranavasya Mahavakya vedero nidhan. Pranava Onkara is Mahavakya. No other mantra is Mahavakya. As my Guru Maharaj has given here so many. He quoted this, what is that? Pradesik Vakya, what do you say? Is passing remarks. It's marginal, you see. That is from Chandogya Upanishad, this Tatvamasi, especially the Mahabhadis, they present this Tatvamasi as Mahavakya from Chandogya Upanishad. But Mahaprabhu here, Srimad Mahaprabhu as a supreme authority says, no, this is not correct. This is what is it? It's marginal. Do you understand? Partial. This is partial representation. This is not complete representation. Tatvamasi. Tatvamasi is a partial representation. It's not complete representation as Onkara. Onkara Mahavakya. Onkara pranavasya Mahavakya. Onkara is Mahavakya. No other thing. No other mantra. Like here. Idam sarvam dadayam atma. Brahmedam sarvam bradaran Upanishad. This is not Mahavakya. Atmavedam sarvam from Chandogya Upanishad. This is not Mahavakya. Do you understand? But they say, the Mahabhadis, these are Mahavakyas, but this is not Mahavakya. They are partial representations. They are passing, this is passing remarks. Onkara is the Mahavakya. From Onkara all Vedas have come out. Onkara is the base. As Krishna is the base of all emanations. Similarly, Onkara is the base of all emanations. As all Vedas have come out from Krishna, similarly, all Vedas have come out from Pranava, from Onkara. So, Krishna and Onkara and Krishna are non-different. It's Krishna himself. And that is the sound of representation of Krishna, the Supreme Personality Godhead, this Onkara. Similarly, this Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is also sound representation of Krishna. So this is also non-different from Onkara. Do you understand? And Mahaprabhu stressed on this thing. To utter this holy name of the Lord. This transcendental sound vibration is non-different from Krishna. Similarly, those who are uttering this holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, they are also uttering Onkara. Do you understand? They are also uttering Onkara. And here it is also said in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Ongit ekakharam brahman, vyaharan mang anusmaran, jo prayati tijandeham, swajati paramangating. This is said. After being situated in yoga practice, vibrating the sacred syllable, the supreme combination of letters, if one thinks of Supreme Personality Godhead, which is his body, you will suddenly reach the kingdom of the Lord. That means, Krishna said elsewhere in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Mangeva Smaran Dedandeham, Jo Prayati, so Madhbhavam Jati, Nastyatra Sansaya. Mang eva smukta kalevaram jo prayati. Samadbhavam jati. Nastatva sansaya. There is no doubt. At the time of quitting this body, one who utters my name, or thinks of me, do you understand? And remembers my name, he directly goes to my kingdom. There's no doubt. Similarly, if someone utters wrong and quits the body, he goes. So there is no difference between this Omkara and the holy name of Hare Krishna. Do you understand? In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, I'm saying Bhagavata, first canto said, Ruk Jaju Samathar Bhakkya Vedasattvar Udruta Itihasa Pranancha Panchama Veda Uchyate. And here it is said, Krishna says, here, Pita Angasya Jagato Mata Dhata Pidamaho Vedyam Pavitam Ankaro Ruksama Zazurevachaho. I am the father of this universe, the mother, the support, and the grandsire. I am the object of knowledge, the purifier, and the syllable one. I am also the Rug Veda, Samaveda, and Jajur Veda. Do you understand? The Bhagavad Gita says, Srimad Bhagavatam says, Rug Jaju Samatra Bhakya, Veda Sattva Udruta, Itihasa Pranancho, Panchama Veda Uchyate. Rug Jaju Sama Dharma and Itihasa Purana, fifth Veda. Do you understand? So, this regarding Veda, this has been said, Nirukti, the Vedic dictionary, says, Vedayati dharmam brahma sa Veda. Isn't it? Do you know? Vedic Krishna Nirukti says this thing. Vedati dharmam brahma cha Veda. That is Veda. Who teaches? The natural dharma or a param dharma. Do you understand? And Krishna says that thing. Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam saranam raja. That param dharma. So Krishna says, Sarvecha Vedi Ange Vidya. So Krishna says, in all Vedas I am to be known. If someone knows Krishna, he knows all Vedas, because all Vedas come out from him. The very difference. Brahma Mukha Nirgata Dharma Jnapaka Shastram Veda. Vedic authorities say like this. Do you understand? Brahma Mukha Nirgata Dharma Jnapaka Shastram Veda. Vedas are coming out from the mouth of Supreme Brahma, Param Brahma. Do you understand? So, in all Vedic literature, in all Vedas, this has been established that this Omkara is none different from the Supreme Absolute Truth. Supreme Absolute Truth. Do you understand? So, Mahaprabhu, Srimad Mahaprabhu, as the Supreme Authority, is now establishing this thing, defeating this bogus, erroneous philosophy presented by Mayavad philosophers. Do you understand? And they are confusing the innocent people of the whole world, putting them into confusion, in bewilderment. Therefore, my Guru Maharaj says, so there is an absolute need of spreading this Krishna consciousness movement throughout the world to save the whole world from degradation. You understand? And these Mayavadi philosophers have no qualification at all. They are not at all worthy to explain Vedanta Sutra. You understand? Because they are sinking down and down. How can they explain? And who knows Veda? And who knows Krishna, he knows Veda. And before whom or to whom Krishna is manifested? Huh? Now prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samabhrita mudhayau navidanati. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Mudha, rascal. Huh? Cannot know me, cannot understand me. And I am not manifested everywhere or before everyone. Huh? He is covered up by Yogamaya potency. Huh? Isn't it? Covered up by Yogamaya potency. And these Mayavadi philosophers, they think, that just imagine that they are liberated. Do you understand? They are liberated. Now they have become one with this Supreme Lord, become Narayana. Do you understand? They are just imagining. But they have been entrapped by the last snare of Maya. They cannot understand this thing. Entrapped by the last snare, caught up by the last snare of Maya. Do you understand? Huh? Because they are stressing on mukti, mukti, mukti. Do you understand? Merging into the Brahman. Janye arabindakhe vimuktamaninas tayastabhavat abhisuddha buddhaya aruya krutsena param padam tata padam yadho anadrito jismadangraya Srimad Bhagavatam. Essence of all Vedic literature. Sarvedanta Sara. Srimad Bhagavatam says this thing. Those are not devotees. You understand? The Mayavadis are not devotees. They never take shelter. They never surrender unto the lotus feet of Krishna. You understand? They have abandoned. They have abandoned the lotus feet of Krishna. You understand? They think themselves to be Supreme Lord. Now we have become Narayan. Huh? Janya Arabindakya Vimuktamaninas. They only think and imagine themselves that we are liberated. But that's actually not true, not fact. You understand? Tayastabhavada visuddha buddhaya. Srimad Bhagavatam says. They have abandoned your lotus feet, O Lord, and their intelligence is impure intelligence. You understand? Not pure intelligence. Because pure intelligence comes from Krishna. Tesang sattasuktanang vasatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhijogam tam jena mangupadanti te. Huh? 10th chapter Bhagavad Gita. Krishna clearly says this thing. Huh? I give them buddhi yoga. I give them intelligence, it's pure intelligence. Those who are engaged in chanting my holy name, do my bhajan with love. Bhajanti pritipurvakam. Huh? Do you understand? Tesang sattasuktanam. Those who are always engaged. Every moment engaged. Even one movement is not left out. Do you understand? I give them intelligence. That's pure intelligence. And these mad philosophers, they are never engaged in chanting the holy name of the Lord. Rather, being persuaded by their material intelligence or impure intelligence, they have abandoned the lotus feet of the Lord and are undergoing very severe penance and austerities. How to go and merge into the Brahman effulgence. Do you understand? But that's not the place of shelter. The lotus feet of Krishna is the only place of shelter. And they have not taken shelter. So they fall down. For some time they just, what do you say? Remain for some small time, then again fall down. Do you understand? Patanti adho. Because they have committed offense at your lotus feet, having been abandoned your lotus feet, not taking shelter at your lotus feet. Then how can they understand Krishna? How can they understand Krishna? They cannot penetrate the Yogamaya potency of Krishna. Krishna is covered up with this Yogamaya Samabhata. How can they understand? They can't understand. They are only speculators. Only speculating. They have no clear cut. What you say? Knowledge of the Vedas or Vedantas. You understand? So they cannot explain this Veda Vedantas. They are sinking down and down and down. Only a bhakta, a devotee, has completely taken shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna or to his holy name. You understand? He gets the mercy of Krishna. Though Krishna tries to hide himself, you understand? अपना लुकाइते कृष्ण नाना जत्न करे तथापि ताहार भक्त जानिए ताहारे. Krishna tries his best to hide himself, but he cannot hide himself before his bhakta, his devotee. You understand? His devotee is their devotee. Sees him, traces him out. As Prahlad Maharaj saw him in the stone pillar. You understand? The bhakta knows. Their devotee knows Krishna. One who knows Krishna, he knows Veda. Sarvecha Vede Angeva Vidya. One who is chanting the holy name of the Lord, he gets everything. He gets everything. Brahmanochu namagunam dijate. You understand? Those are chanting holy name. The holy name of the Lord is dancing on the tip of the tongues of those persons. You understand? They know all Vedic knowledge. Automatically, they acquire all Vedic knowledge. Nanama sadrusam jnanam. That is today. Adi Puran. Nanama sadrusam jnanam. There is no knowledge as good as the holy name of the Lord. Do you understand? The holy name of the Lord is different from Lord. So, it is all Veda. Because all Vedas come out from Krishna. And who knows Krishna, he knows all Vedas, all Vedic knowledge. But how can these Mahabharata philosophers understand this thing? You understand? As my Guru Maharaj, his purport, sarcastically, funny way, said, Vedantis means the teeth are broken. Ramanujacharya and Madhacharya, the great stalwarts, Vaishnavacharyas in Vaishnava school, have broken their teeth. Vedantist. No danta, no teeth. And yesterday and some time also we say how this so-called followers of Shankaracharya, Mahabharata philosophers, how they give, what is that? Defective explanation, erroneous explanation, offensive explanation of the Vedic mantra. You understand? The other day, yesterday, I think, how Ramanujacharya defeated Jadavacharya, how he is explaining that mantra from Prabhupada Upanishad. Kapyasa. They cannot. So their teeth has been. So one is sane man, one is an intelligent person, if he is very serious and eager to know real commentary on Vedas and Vedanta, real Vedic truth, he must approach a Vaishnavacharya who knows the truth. Especially Gaura Priyajana, a dear devotee of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Then he can understand. Thank you. Come out.
Yes, who like member will come. Yes, actually it is the financial end of the year. Yes, March. So they will pay in the beginning of April.
No, you are just cultivating.
Yes.
Karmanyavadhikaraste maha phaleshu kadachana. Isn't it? Crash your head. Can't understand. Karmanyavadhikaraste maha phaleshu kadachana. Don't you read Gita?
The fruits of their activities.
You have only right to work for me, not for the result. I have that right. Krishna says. Karmanya adhikaraste. You have only karma adhikar. Right to work, not right for its result. Isn't it? Gita says, karma adhikar. You understand? You have karma adhikar. You have only right to work, but not right for its result. That's my right. Ma phaleshu kadachana. Phala means result. What is the result of the work? You have no right. It's my right. I am the giver. I will give. You understand? So, you have only right to work. So work, go on. Then it's up to Krishna what result he will give. He may give some or not, may not give. What is that? Okay, he has that right. It's absolute. Supreme. We have no question. No, we cannot question. Why? Oh, Krishna, why don't you give me? I work. You can't question. No, you can't question him. It's beyond question. So, dull head. Can't understand this thing. Karmanyavadhikarasya ma padesvadasana, isn't it? Push on, push on, push on, go, 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 go. Work, work, stretch, stretch. Oh, rest on Krishna. Krishna is up to you. He may give you some sweet fruit or bitter fruit. Whatever he gives, all right. Krishna gives bitter. All right, that's very good, bitter. Yeah, Krishna knows what is your need. You need bitter, so he'll give you bitter. You understand? Yeah. Living rest on Krishna. Yes. Yes. That's all right. You have no right. All your right to work. Karmadika. Yes. All right. It's 10. So late. How long are you staying here?
I'm leaving on the 7th of April.
7th April?
Yes, Sunday.
Huh?
Sunday in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Where will you stay? At Australia?
I'm going to rent a house in Wollongong,
Mm.
close to the farm.
Ah. Mm. Stay with the farm devotees?
Yeah.
Don't so not creating disturbance.
Yeah. No, no disturbance.
Yeah,
No disturbance.
no disturbance.
No profile.
Mm. Chant Hare Krishna. You understand?
Hmm.
Nicely, both of you are engaged in Krishna service. Collect some platform for this project.
Hmm.
Yeah. Make these cassettes. Hmm.
Yeah.
Those are interested. They may take. And also you listen. Chant Hare. That's all.
Those who ask, yeah.
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 A couple of questions.
Yeah.
I was reading this evening in the Bhagavatam, third canto, in one of the purports. Srila Prabhupada says that generally the liberated souls in Vaikuntha, they don't come down. If someone comes, very rare, by the order of Krishna. So if it's so much needed, why more of them are not coming? Then I have another question. Oh, if it's so much needed uh, of liberated souls to preach about Krishna, why they don't come? And
They're coming. Yes.
very few.
While they all come. What's the need? How many are recognizing them? Few are coming, but how many are recognizing them? And how many are taking their instructions? That's another question. You understand? You understand? Very, very few people recognize them. Those are very fortunate. You understand? They recognize. Otherwise, Vaishnava Kriya Mudra Vijnana Bujhoy. However learned, intelligent, expert, one maybe in this material sphere cannot understand the behavior and activities of a Vaishnava, cannot understand. Rather, they are so much puffed up. You understand? বিশ্ব মদান্ধ সবু কিছু না বুঝে। হ্যাঁ, you understand? বিশ্ব মদান্ধ। They are blind men. They become blind. You understand? Getting some material opulence. They become so much puffed up. They become almost blind. Blind, that means spiritually blind. You understand? It's not materially blind. Materially eyes are very open eyes. Spiritually blind. How can they see and recognize a sadhu, Vaishnava? Rather, they, what do you say, defame them, condemn them. You understand? Condemn them. Speak ill of them. You understand? Vishwamadanda Su Vaishnava Nachine. They commit so much offense, you see. That day we are saying, Mahaprabhu came, you understand, with Supreme Personal Godhead himself. He came as a devotee, as a sadhu, as an acharya. You understand? But how many recognized him? Yeah? You understand? Very few. Those are very fortunate persons. You understand? They recognize there's no Shastra Tattva. Those are, the eyes are opened, Shastra Chakyu. Huh? You understand? Eyes of Shastra, Shastra Chakyu, Gyan Chakyu. Huh? Eyes of intuition and knowledge, spiritual knowledge, we say. They recognized. Otherwise, how many recognized? Couldn't recognize. Many so-called great, you see, big, in the words of my Guru Maharaj, leaders here. This is this Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, came and made all the kings, some of the kings like Praraja Prataprudra, King Prataprudra, was important, and very powerful kings. And they gave up their administration, ruling, and what to say, Digvijay, conquering land of kings like this. And they only joined Mahaprabhu and chanted Hare Krishna and danced. All Orissa, people of Orissa, they were famous for their warriors, their heroism, you understand? Great heroes, you understand? Oriya Paiko, we say. Paiko means soldiers, the heroes, famous in history. And they all became important. No heroism is there. They all chanted with whole kartal Hare Krishna and danced. They spoke like this. They couldn't see what Mahaprabhu did. How can they see? Pasandis in Nadia also criticized Mahaprabhu. So-called Hindus, smart Brahmanas, Hindus. Oh, this Mahaprabhu just destroyed our dharma. You understand? All mlechas, javanas, all low caste people are coming and chanting with him, dancing. Our Hindu dharma is destroyed. They complained before Kazi. You see? So, Ramchandra Puri, You see? The disciple of Madhavendra Puri, but Madhavendra Puri rejected him. He couldn't see. You understand? Recently, behavior or certainly symptoms of Mahaprabhu. Rather, he saw that Mahaprabhu was a glutton, eating so much. You understand? Huh? And Amog also, the son-in-law of Arumabhadacharya saw the same thing.